Today we are under this 2021 TRX. Now the reason that we're under this truck is because this truck came in here for a no crank, no start. Now after further diagnostics, we found that the engine on this truck was locked up. So we had to go a little bit further. What we found, as you can see, is that the rod caps, the rod bearings, and the crankshaft are destroyed. Now, as a result of this truck is going to get an engine. But, you know, let's just look at the devastation that we have here. I mean, there's a piece of the bearing material on the rod cap there. If you look up at the rod that this came off of, it's this back rod here. There is metal on this as well. Of course, the piston's on a compression stroke, and it's kind of hissing all the compression past it on the scored side, or yeah, the scored cylinder walls. But yeah, the crankshaft is destroyed. Now, how can you avoid this on your Hellcat motor?
Let me see that. Let me see that. Oh man, that's not ideal, seeing how it was literally just changed.
Fuck me, buddy. That's a lot of bearing material in your oil. Well, for starters, you cannot let other people that you don't trust or don't really know that well, or don't do really good jobs at their work, change your oil. That'd be step number one. Step number two would be change your oil, right? Don't wait for it to be 4,000 or 5,000 miles over. Now, these are performance engines, which means that you do have to keep up on maintenance. It's a little bit more important than, say, your Toyota Camry or your Kia Soul. The reason that is because performance engines are expected to perform, right? They're expected to be put under a load, and they're expected to perform as they are designed. So when maintenance things are not kept up on, as a result of that, you either get a lack of performance or you cause severe damage to the engine. Wonder why it knocked. Wonder why. Not the spun bearing here. Wonder if I can just fucking flip this bitch down. One moment. Hey, look at that. I made it turn over. I'm just gonna take some sandpaper to that crank and fucking send her, bud. Second bearing to spin. Put itself up on top. Come here, fucker. Trying not to cut myself. Bitch ass motherfucker. Hold that. Yeah. Who needs their Hellcat worked on? Doing it on low, you know? Wait until you see the bearing for that, buddy.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Moving to the oil pan and the windage tray, you can see that there is nothing but metal sitting on the back part of this windage tray. Now, it should be noted, when we move down into this further part, this little piece of bearing material here was sitting down by the sump. I picked it out of there and moved it up here just for display purposes, due to it being kind of hard to see down there with the rest of the bearing material, as you can see here, that is down there. Now, one thing that I would like to speak about, since I do have this off, is that this is not like a 3.6 or any ordinary engine. This has the sump built into the oil pan, which means that you don't have to fight with the sump once you get the oil pan down in order to actually remove the oil pan. You just kind of drop the oil pan, the diff, the front rack, and this will slide right out. Another thing that I had to take off was a sway bar. Sway bar was kind of in my way. It was cock blocking me there at the end, so took that bitch clean off. And yeah. So to wrap this all up, if you guys are going to let people do your oil changes, please do not let it be a Jiffy Lube or a Walmart or your friend that you've known for a little bit that claims that he works at a Jiffy Lube or something. Not a good idea, right? Another thing that we're working on is a scat pack over there. The engine on that is tick-a-lacking. Probably going to need a cam and lifters. We're going to be tearing that down pretty soon here. So, yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it.